Hello friends, we are coming to the end of this poem, that is reading of this poem. The last stanza, the seventh stanza lines, we have got 55 to 63. There what we find is, the line begins like this. I like, is it no? It's a place where I like to go very often. At stop I did, in fact I often do. Then he says, it pleases me to stand here in silence. Because, what's the reason? Yes, it is a serious house on serious earth it is. It is a serious house on serious earth. Serious house means the church is a serious place, no doubt, where only serious things are transacted, like rituals, adoration, worship, singing of hymns, then praying to God. There nobody goes to a church for cracking jokes or like going to a club, isn't it? You don't go. Serious things are taking place there. And serious earth. Why is it serious earth? Because serious people are lying around or in the church here. Who are the serious people? Dead people. Have you ever seen a dead man laughing? No. Very serious. Their face. So, such people, it is the dwelling place of such people. So, it's a serious earth. In other ways also we can say, that would be a side remark we can consider, but mainly it is serious earth because the atmosphere, the place, the house, and all that is going on there, all are serious things. So it is a serious. And especially when you go there, what happens? You have the automatically, this idea of death comes in your mind. And is there anything more serious than death? For a man to meditate upon? Nothing. So therefore it is a serious house. And he says, in whose blend air? Blend means blended air. The air inside the church is a blended air. You have the smell of myrrh, you have the smell of incense, fragrance of incense. You have the smell of the candle burning. You have the smell of maybe wine, okay? Or oil. People, some places they pour oil. So such kind of, it's not you don't get the open air is different from the air that is inside the church. So it creates an ambience, that's the difference, blend air, where all our compulsions meet. And all our compulsions are recognized. And all our compulsions or some of our compulsions are robbed as destinies. And that much never can be obsolete. So up to that you can say, they have those 4 lines you can consider as a unit. So it's a serious house we have seen. Now what happens can never be obsolete up to this. Why? Because you find whose blended air all our compulsion needs. What is meant by compulsion? You are compelled to do something, that is your need. So your needs. And recognized means accepted and given answer. When you come to me with a question, if I accept and give answer to you, then I recognize you. Isn't it? So those things are given answer. And robbed as destinies. If not answered, my prayers are not answered, then I will say, thy will be done. Just as Jesus said, he wanted to, his prayer at Gethsemane, you remember, no? He said, finally he says, if you cannot save me from this situation, thy will be done at last. So that is destiny. The will of God on you is your destiny. See? So 3, you go there with all your needs. Some of these are answered, some of them are left unanswered. Those unanswered, you will say, they are this is my faith. Robed means clothed, clothed as destinies, or considered as destinies. They will say, oh, this is the will of God. And that much never can be obsolete. This can never go out of, obsolete means go out of use now. See? That is, or useless is obsolete. This cannot be, this can never, in everybody's life. You should remember this in an Anglican setting or a Christian setting. There are places where no church, there of course these things are not relevant. So that is the point. Why do you go there? Because it's a serious house on serious earth. And there is a blended, air is blended, ambience is like that. Or you go there with all your compulsions, needs. Some of these are answered, some of these are unanswered. Then we will say that, we will imagine like that, oh, this is the will of God, robbed us destinies, this is our faith, and that much never can be obsolete. This attitude towards church, this attitude towards prayer, this attitude towards your going to church can never become obsolete. Means it will continue. Never become obsolete means for generations to come, these things will go on. Church going will go on. That's the thing. And then he says, the next two lines he can say another unit. Then what happens is because. Already we saw this begins with a because. Because a serious house, etc., etc. And then again he says, because what is happening? A hunger to be more serious will surprise a person. Continuing. A hunger to be more serious will surprise a person. What is surprise a person means? Always urge him. The inner heart, heart of heart, the bottom of your heart, you have this desire to become serious. Because serious means what? To lean towards, say, to get help from God, to become religious, to become spiritual. That is one. So, a heart of heart, you have got that longing, the craving to become even those people who say that there is no God, atheists, or those people who say, I don't care whether there is God or not. None of these things. Even the heart of heart, they have got the desire to become spiritual and to become serious, to pray to God. So automatically, according to our convention, you can see when something goes wrong, we will say, oh God. He may not be a believer, but still he says, oh God. Why? Because it is so deeply rooted in the minds of humans that he should, as we are saying, he has to take the help of someone. The other day I told you, that's why Plato said, if there is no God, you should invent one. There will be somebody on whom you have to lean. Understand? That is, but those people, this may be what I am now saying here, may be anti-humanistic. You remember Renaissance period, it was man-centered universe. Or it can be anti-existentialist. That means again, free will and choice. Isn't it? Free will and choice. So that is the main the main attitude towards life of the existentialists. So this idea of God-centered man, a person who is searching for his God, as St. Augustine did. St. Augustine did. So that search for God, take help from God, that is rooted in every human being. So that is the point says. I already told you anti-humanistic and also anti-existentialist view this is. But still the poem says like that. Therefore it says everybody has a hunger, not a longing, not a desire, not a dream, not imagination, but a hunger. Hunger is a very serious emotion in a person, or a feeling in a person. Hunger. So he has such a hunger. Hunger is lacking now. When you are hungry for something, you are lacking for something. And you want to fill it. That vacuum you cannot, you simply cannot tolerate that vacuum. You go mad in such a vacuum. So everybody has a hunger. So everybody has a hunger to be more serious. This will surprise him. Surprise him means encourage him. Or this will urge him to go forward. Since someone will forever surprising a hunger in himself to be more serious. Forever surprising to be, this is there, deep rooted in the human mind. That's another. And further we say, again we have got two more lines as another unit. Continue because. Here also because, and here also you have because. What is that? Because and gravitating with it to this ground which he once heard was proper to grow wise. Why is he gravitating towards this ground? Because he has heard once that it is better to grow wise. Because he has heard once. And so, because and so, this line, gravitating with it to this ground. Understand? And this hunger, yes, correct. And gravitating with it to this ground. With it means what? A surprising hunger. Because this is why are you gravitating towards this ground? It is because you once heard in your life that it is proper to grow wise in. Proper to be serious. Proper to be grow wise means what? Not intellectual level, but your attitude towards life. Your attitude towards life, it is better to be religious and better to be serious. Otherwise, there will be that vacuum, and that vacuum will always be urging you, come on, go there, go there, go there. Right? It is an obsessive, compulsion, so to say. I don't say it is neurosis, but it is obsessive compulsion. To seek someone, to get somebody's help, to become serious, to grow wise in. So these are the basic instincts of humans. For that you need a place, and that place is the church. And then finally, what makes you serious again? If only that so many dead lie around. So that will be another. If only that so many, finally, when all is done, we say, no, life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. All this competition, cutthroat competition, consumerism, industrialization, running after money, greed, then cheating others. Finally, what happens? This is sound and fury. Sound and fury. Finally, what happens? It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Look, all those big men, VIPs, VVIPs, what is their fate? Lying dead. So naturally what will happen? You will have a feeling. At some times there will be a turning point in your life. You will say, oh, so far I have been immersed in this kind of activities. Now it is time for me to turn to God. For that, this house, serious house on serious earth is an absolutely needed place. Remember, this is the epiphany we say, revelation. The narrator he gets a revelation. The narrator who said that this is a place not worth stopping. The narrator who said that this is an unlucky place. The narrator who said that this is a place where dubious women come after dark. The narrator who said that this is shapeless, a place, a shape less recognizable, and also the purpose more obscure. Now he understands. Now immediately he gets a sudden revelation. The purpose is not obscure. It is very much implanted in the mind of every human being. It is there. It is embedded, you can say, in the mind of it. It's not a purpose obscure. The purpose is very clear. See the first four lines, 55, 56, 57, 58, you will find. Serious house on serious earth it is, whose blunder all our compulsions meet, and recognized and robbed us destinies, and that much never can be obsolete. So these things once upon a time for the author was obscure, for the narrator was obscure, for the speaker was obscure. Now it is very clear. He says it is never can be obsolete. The life of every person is there. And then remember one day, once he said, a shell, a special shell, frosty barn. But at the same day, you remember, he said that it pleases me to stand here in silence. So when he stood there in silence, what happens? All of a sudden, he gets a revelation. Oh my God, for all the important events in my life, I have to come here. And for the most important event in my life, death, I have to come here. So it is better to grow wise. It is better to become serious. It is better to come here and pray. It is better to enjoy this blended air. It is better that go to the Almighty and get my compulsions recognized, or go to the Almighty and get a comfort, a feeling of comfort that these are related to my faith. And there is always an urge for me to become more serious. And therefore, I am gravitating. See, I am being gravitated, or you see, as my mind gravitates towards this ground. This ground we have seen a serious earth. Earth is ground, ground is earth, which he once heard was proper to grow wise. So finally, church going is church gravitating. So this church going is a kind of there is a gravitation power. You are gravitated towards it. Understand? And why? Because of these reasons. And thus hence, with the death, the poem comes to an end with the death. If only that so many dead lay around. If only so many dead lay around means one day I will also die. Then I also will have to answer for my delinquency if I don't go to church. So finally, when you say come to this, the title means the necessity for going to church. The necessity for going to church, that is the title. The meaning of the title is that. Understand? The beginning we said church going is a cultural or a way of life. Another meaning we said church going away. disappearing. No. The final meaning of the title of this poem is the necessity for going to church, the importance of going to church, and the importance of continuing to do this, the importance of, if you want to grow proper wise, you want to grow in wisdom, you have to go. So ultimately it is about the indispensable act in every human being's life to depend on one or the other way of religious life, spiritual life. It need not be church, it can be temple, it can be synagogue, it can be gurudwara, like that. So it is absolutely necessary that a human being, to be a human being, should depend upon one or the other ways of practicing of religion. So ultimately, he has underscored the spiritual life is very important. A life with dependence on God, a trust in God, can be any God. There can be only one God, but we see it in different ways. That's how it is absolutely necessary. So church going is absolutely necessary. You remember I told you, church going can be substituted, paradigmatic relation with all the houses of worship under the sky. All the world. Church can be a temple. So finally it has got a universal appeal. Why is this poem so considered as so great? It's because it has got a universal appeal, and that appeal is really very constructive and useful for human beings and their growth. Hope you have been following and enjoying this. You cannot but stop reading this. I would suggest that you learn this poem by heart. See? And then always think like this. Meditate on this. So, last answer. A serious house on serious earth it is, in whose splendid air all our needs, compulsions meet, and compulsions and needs are recognized or answered. And if not answered, consider them as our destinies. Thy will be done. And that much never can be obsolete. Never, never. It is the basic necessity. Since someone will forever surprising, a hunger in himself to be more serious. So that is continuation of this. For an echo of these lines, you find this. Because there is always in human beings that hunger to satisfy that hunger, he needs some spiritual help. Some God of his making. Plato, yes. Then he says, therefore your gravity attracted. You are not attracted, you are pulled towards it. Gravitation is like that. So gravitating with it to this ground. Ground means the serious house on serious earth. And which he once heard was proper to grow wise. So when he was a boy, or when his teachers, parents, from some wise men, he had heard that this is a place where you go and grow wise. Wisdom, acquire wisdom. Therefore, and wisdom, for that there is a trigger, and that trigger is all these great wise men. Caesar, from Caesar onwards, if you consider Caesar, or great thinkers like Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, then great presidents like Abraham Lincoln, all of them lying here. Therefore, it's better to go to church. Church going should not be stopped, and that is the message of this poem. Bye. Have a nice day.